Breaking news, Bitcoin above $60,000. It's actually at $61,000 now. What is going on with Bitcoin? There's news of a Bitcoin ETF coming very soon. Talking about it right here in this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here, and well, today, big news for Bitcoin bulls. And guess who's a Bitcoin bull? I'm guessing you can guess, and it's me! So today, Bitcoin breaks above $60,000 for the first time in a long time, and it's actually rallying to the moon right now. Taking a look at the chart here, this is the daily chart on Bitcoin, and what's amazing about this move right now is I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. Because number one, if you would have listened, number one, you should never listen to me, but if you would have kind of agreed with my overall thesis, my overall idea when I talked about being a Bitcoin bull just 4 weeks ago, I made this video September 15th. You could have bought in Bitcoin, and then you could be up, 20, 30, 40% as of today if you were, believing kind of the same thesis that I had, that $40,000 area was going to be support. And well, there we go. In the video, I talked about this very simple idea that we broke above that resistance there on the chart. And I don't know why this is yellow, and then you go to these. So you can see that resistance that we had after that pullback. And I talked about how we pushed above that resistance. We're looking for a pullback to that resistance to turn it into support. I talk about that pretty much with everything, with Bitcoin, with cryptocurrency, with stocks, and all that fun stuff. The news today is that ETFs are coming for Bitcoin, and obviously that's big news because it creates demand. And you can see here the news coming out today that it looks like the SEC is finally set to approve the long, elusive Bitcoin ETF. The SEC review period for 4 different ETF filings is set to run out before the end of October. In the recent past, the regulatory body has kicked the can down the road on these by either delaying the decision date or getting the issuer to withdraw the filing altogether. The biggest reason given was that it was uncomfortable with the potential risk of fraud, manipulation, and a lack of regulatory oversight. And well, it looks like now several SEC members have said that Bitcoin future ETFs would not face opposition from the SEC. Ooh, baby, we're going to the moon. Look at the chart once again here. Hey, if you guys enjoy these videos, do me one big favor, hit that subscribe button. I've also started a new channel where I'm going to be talking about NFTs and cryptocurrency more consistently over on that channel. There's a link down below. I'll still be posting videos here, but I'll also be posting videos over there if you want to learn more about the NFT craze. Check me out over there, link down below. Let's get back into the video. As Bitcoin is trying to now push above $62,000. Well, what's next after that? Well, all-time high on Bitcoin, guys, is only, it's only, $2,000 or $3,000 away at this point. $64,000 pretty much is the all-time high on Bitcoin, and we're getting so darn close to that point. And if you look here, look at this chart right now. I mean, whew, a lot of people were calling for Bitcoin to zero when it was down here at the $30,000 level. People were calling for Bitcoin to go to zero when it was 40,000. And well, now look at it there, just going to the absolute moon at this point. And I don't even know what to do other than to celebrate. Celebrate. If you've been a cryptocurrency bull, if you've been a Bitcoin bull for the last 2 years, well, you are sitting pretty because remember, in 2020, my friends, in 2020, you could have bought in Bitcoin for less than $5,000. I actually posted videos on the channel talking about buying Bitcoin at the $5,000, $4,000 level. When everybody else said Bitcoin was going to zero, I was loading the boat. And here we are today, Bitcoin once again moving to the moon, and it's exciting times. So I believe the ETF number one is going to be buying actual physical shares of Bitcoin. From what I've read in the past, it might change a little bit depending on how they set it up, if they do futures or if they, however they do it, but it's going to just bring more and more attention, more demand to the Bitcoin market, especially lately with the news, with countries starting to adopt Bitcoin. And with the recent China ban as well, which is funny because the last, 10 times that Bitcoin has been banned in China, Well, right afterwards, we've had a insane bull market. So I don't know what China's doing. I don't know if they think that they're going to try to manipulate the price and say that they're going to ban Bitcoin and then try to buy the dip, but it's not working out so well for China right now as Bitcoin is pushing up here to the $61,300 area. The cryptocurrency space is still in the infancy of its creation or world or whatever development as more and more people are onboarding. And just the other day, Coinbase released news that it is launching its own NFT platform to take on OpenSea. Coinbase is ready to launch an NFT marketplace that will compete with existing marketplaces in the space, debuting a user wallet for the desktop product that hopes to launch by the end of the year. This is very bullish for NFTs, for Bitcoin, for cryptocurrency, Ethereum, and Solana, and I'm excited because here we are at the forefront of the cryptocurrency revolution. And what's funny is I've been talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for the last 4 or 5 years, and I've had a lot of haters, a lot of people saying, this is going to zero, that's a Ponzi scheme, and especially in 2020 when Bitcoin crashed, when it had that massive crash in 2020, we went from, I think, like 12,000 down to this low, which is amazing because look at this low here, down at the $5,000 area there in March of 2020, right behind my head there. But you can see that low down at the $4,000 and like $5,000 level. I think the low actually on that day, yeah, the low was, where's the low? Yeah, the low was 38.50 on that day there in March, and I made the video. See here, I don't really know what happened to my hair and to my face back then, but you can see in March of you can see here in March of 2020, this was when this was happening, when Bitcoin was crashing. This is actually the candle like right here. This is March 14th, 2020, when this is all happening, and Bitcoin crashed 50% this day. It crashed from $8,000 down to $4,000, and I said right then and there, I'm buying back in big. And it's funny because if you look at some of the options, or you look at some of the replies here, how people were talking about how this is, this ain't the bottom, we got all this idea, like, come on, guys. I mean, it's just funny because everyone keeps on doubting Bitcoin, and it's been happening like this for years now. Everybody keeps saying Bitcoin's going to zero, Bitcoin's going to zero, Bitcoin's going to zero, and guess what? Bitcoin keeps doing the opposite of what everybody keeps thinking, and it keeps going higher. Because I remember in 2017, like if you go back here and you look at 2017, Bitcoin went from $2,000 to a high of $20,000. And I talked about it on the channel, like pretty much that whole entire 2017. We were trading it, we were making money, talking about Litecoin, all these things happening in 2017. And it was funny because everybody had the same reaction, Bitcoin's going to zero. So all the people that ended up buying Bitcoin, at the $14,000, $15,000 level, I guarantee most of them ended up getting out when it dropped down here to the $3,000 point. And then we had this rally back into 2019, kind of an overall bear market. I kind of was a little skeptical when we had this kind of push up, and I told people like, hey, I'm still kind of waiting for another big pullback, and I pretty much laid out the entire plan for my Bitcoin plan in general and over the years here on YouTube. But today up to $61,500. So congratulations to everybody out there who's holding Bitcoin. If you're a cryptocurrency bull, congratulations. It's only the beginning. I'm excited for the future here. And I see Bitcoin going to $100,000 or more by the end of 2021, maybe the beginning of 2022. We'll just say, Bitcoin, $100,000. It's coming sooner than later. So, not to say you should go out and you should buy a ton of Bitcoin today, but I would definitely, look for opportunities with the dips, look for pullbacks. I think today, getting this big push up there, we might break through all-time highs the next few days. And then we look for another little pullback, maybe this consolidation area. And then, that's really when you want to be loading up, when we're consolidating and pulling back to those support levels like we did just recently with that big push up. This was kind of like, hey, if you saw this move from 31 to 52, you're like, okay, something's happening. Something's getting bullish here. I need to start looking at Bitcoin to invest. Well, at that point, you're like, okay, I don't want to chase this, but let me look for an opportunity to buy the pullback. And I think, on these types of setups, getting that pullback to previous resistance really gives you a good risk to reward. And you can see, basically, if you're buying here at this previous area of resistance at that $40,000 level, you can really kind of have a good overall support resistance based on those levels. But now, if I'm buying at 61, where's my support at? I'm thinking my support's maybe down here at the $52,000 level. So like I said, looking for a little bit of a pullback. And then I think maybe we load up some more. But in general, if you haven't been buying Bitcoin for the last 2 or 3 years when it was crashing down, and we've been talking about it here on the channel, I don't know what you guys have been doing. You've been missing out greatly. You've been missing out. So here we are today, Bitcoin, $61,500. I'm not going to say I was right, but I'm going to say I was right. So there it is. If you guys haven't already, do me one big favor. Hit that like button, subscribe button, all the buttons down below. I'll talk to you guys later on.